I've always wanted to own a successful Roblox game, but I never really came around to doing it. So I decided to make a game, but I only gave myself 7 days to do it. And I'll also be spending 5,000 Robux on advertisements. Wish me luck. So the first thing we need is the game idea. So I originally wanted to make a simulator, because I thought it was simple and fun, but then I realized that I have no idea how to build maps. So I decided to go with an obby, but I didn't want to go with any regular obby. So after thinking for a while, I came up with Obby but you're in a barrel. But as ridiculous as this idea is, it could work because it's fun, chaotic, and that's what half the games on Roblox are doing anyways. So with the game idea, I got started on the 7-day challenge. On day 1, I started by modeling a barrel in Blender, and I'm not a modeler, so I think this turned out pretty good. Then I imported it and gave it some colors. And after scripting for a bit, I made it so the player's head was on the barrel. Next I made it so the camera was orbiting the barrel. So right now, you can only look around, but you can't actually move the barrel. So I began making the movement system. And after about 3 painful hours of fixing random bugs, the barrel flying everywhere, and rewriting the whole system twice, it finally started working. And I also added checkpoints and a stage counter. On day 3, I started by making a kill brick, but instead of killing you, it just sent you back to your checkpoint, because apparently you can't kill a barrel. But right now, our obby is missing something that every obby has. An obby, so I started making the obby. I managed to make about 10 stages. I also made a checkpoint data store to save progress when leaving. But it didn't work for some reason, and after like an hour of trying to get it to work, I realized the problem. The player's barrel was spawning on the first checkpoint and claiming that checkpoint before I could load their checkpoints. So all I had to do was move the barrel. Day 4 was pretty simple. I just added 5 stages, added color to everything, and added a kill all button that costs 50 Robux. That resets all players to their last checkpoints. For day 5, I added 7 new stages with some cool obstacles like a giant spinning barrel which you have to climb over, these spinning platform things that you have to stand on, and I added a skip stage button that costs 50 Robux. Giving players the ability to skip a hard stage. On day 6, I finished the obby and added some more custom obstacles, like barrel trampolines that launch you into the air, these spinning rings that spin, and a slide that shoots you all the way across the map to the finish line. For the final day, I realized the game was missing something super important: overpriced game passes. So I added 2, a golden barrel and an infinite double jumps. And for some awful reason, I decided to make them 250 and 1,000 Robux. Someone's buying these, trust. I also finished the winners area and added a portal that resets your progress. And then I realized that up to this point, I hadn't added mobile support. So if you were on mobile, you couldn't even play. So I started making the mobile support system. I thought it would be a quick, easy task. Turns out, I had to spend 4 hours trying to fix random bugs that kept popping up. But after a lot of trial and error, and maybe using ChatGPT a little bit, I finally got it working. After the 7-day challenge, there were some bugs, like the player's hair facing the wrong direction for some reason, which took longer than I would like to admit, the game giving free game passes, and my computer sounding like this. I advertised the game for 3 days, and at one point the game had 28 players online, but I forgot to take a screenshot. After a day, when I checked in on the game, I realized that when a player left the game, their barrel wouldn't despawn. So there were like 30 barrels of other people who left the game. Now, for the big question, did I make a profit? Well, after spending 5,000 Robux, getting 2,000 visits, and hours of development, I made a grand total of 28 Robux! Even though I didn't make a profit, this whole challenge was honestly a lot of fun. I got to build a game, see people actually play it, and learned a ton along the way. Anyways, if you want to check out the game, the link's in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.